Namaskar students. Today we are going to look into the different types of resources. So in the previous chapter we had read, in the previous context rather, we had talked about how the resources are actually able to fulfill our requirements, right? And with time and technology, they are actually changing into resources for us. There is various things around us, and with time we can see that some things which were not relevant to us, but now they are becoming a resource for us over the period of time. And it is so because we have newer technologies which are coming up, which are transforming those things into a resource for us. So discoveries, inventions, they keep on happening, and henceforth we are transforming our resources and the things around us. And the best example that you could think about is, say, about water. How water was just used as a means of transportation in the earlier days, but now we are also using it for hydroelectricity. Well, then, if we have concluded that what are resources for us and how are they transforming day by day, we need to look into the scenario of how we have the different types of resources. So here we are talking about the different types of resources. We have the three major categorization. Number one being natural resource, then we'll talk about human made resource, and then we'll talk about the human resource. Now, when we talk about the types of resources, we are talking about natural resource, where we'll be talking of its various components. So further categorization of natural resource is actual resource, potential resource, biotic, abiotic, renewable, non-renewable. And we'll look into human made resource. For example, if I say a pencil, who has made a pencil? Man himself, right? So that pencil actually is a human made resource. But what about human resource? Who has made that pencil? So a person who has actually transformed the wood from just a piece of wood into a pencil which can be used by humans, that person would be categorized as a human resource. And my dear children, you too are a human resource for the future generation, right? So you are getting education today so that you can become a resource for us in the future. So do keep it into mind how important your studies are and how important you are to us. Great. So now again you can see that when we're talking about the categorization of resources, you will be able to see that the first one that we are going to talk about is the one based on origin. Origin is biotic, abiotic. Biotic is the living component, plants, animal kingdom, right? Abiotic is the non-living component. Whatever is around us, which is naturally given to us by God, but it does not breathe, we cannot touch it, we can only feel it around us. For example, air, water, right? So these are the non-living component. They don't have a life of their own over here. Next one, the based on their utility. How do we utilize them? Some things, they are actually they can be used over to the time, renewed over the time. So that would be categorized as a renewable resource, right? Whereas there are some things which are non-renewable, which cannot be replenished every time. After a point of time, it would come to a limit for us. We won't be able to have access to these resources anymore, right? Because they are not unlimitedly available to us, right? There's a limit to the stock of this resource with us. For example, we have the fossil fuels. You know how long it takes for the fossil fuels to get renewed, right? And coal is one thing which is formulated from the fossils. So that is how these resources are not, uh, uh, inexhaustible to us. So we need to use them very cautiously. But do you think things which are renewable to us, the renewable resources, can we misuse them? What would happen if we keep on misusing them? Will they still remain renewable to us? To give it a thought. Okay, the third one is the basis of development. Now, when we talk of the resource development, there are some resources which are not utilized in the current period of time. Okay, but they can be utilized in the future. Okay, for example, there are a lot of resources in India like the solar energy, tidal energy. These are untapped energy for us. Like they are available in abundant, but we are not utilizing it in that potential level. It could be further being utilized in our homes, in our offices, right? We could use more of these energy, but we are still not using it at that level. Okay, maybe we will require more better technology so that we have. When we talk of solar energy, what could be one demerit of the solar energy? On the days when there is no sunlight available, will that energy be available to us? No. If we are running appliances on the basis of solar energy, would that be usable on the days when it's raining? Maybe not. So there has to be some more technology to utilize this kind of energy which is available to us in abundance. Well, this is about the future, and I'm sure you will also think of some ways in which you can turn these potential resources into actual resources. So, what are actual resources? Actual resources are the ones which we are currently using, right? We already have the technology at the present time that we can easily utilize these resources. For example, wind energy, the fuel energy which is available to us, even when we talk of Ladakh, there's uranium. But then, do you think that it's been utilized at a very large scale? Not yet. So, how would you categorize that as? Potential or actual? Potential. But if I say there are already large number of windmills which are there in the Gujarat coast, okay, and also in Nagarcoil in Tamil Nadu. So they have been already there. They are running and they are generating electricity for us from that wind energy. How would you categorize it as? An actual resource, right? So although it is a natural resource, but you will also get the further classification of it whenever you are giving answer to such kind of questions. All right. And the last one of the natural resources categorization is on the basis of the distribution, how well they are being distributed. Some resources are found only in particular areas, so they will be called as localized resource. Whereas there are resources which are abundant in nature. Wherever you go, they are following you, just like your shadow in the sunlight, right? Wherever you go, your shadow follows you. Similarly, these resources, which are available everywhere on earth, would be called as the ubiquitous resource. For example, you can see soil, you can see the wind, you can see the water, right? So all these will be categorized as a ubiquitous resource. Sunlight, how would you categorize that as? Ubiquitous, right? Available everywhere on the earth. And if I say gold, but then gold is found only in some places of the earth, right? If you go to say South Africa, you can find gold there, diamond, right? So these are localized resources. So I hope you understood what is the categorization of the natural resource. Now we go on to the human resource. Human are very, very important resource. Do not underestimate yourself, dear, because think of it. Why are your parents actually investing into your education and your health? That's because they want you to grow up into a able human being who has the knowledge, the skill, and the technology to transform the things around you into a resource. You are the one who is going to transform the things into resources. But with what kind of things? So we are talking of three things over here. Number one is the knowledge, right? Number two, we require the skill. And number three, we need the technology, right? So when we'll have all these three things with us, we will be able to transform the human resource into the things around us into the resources, right? So this is how we are categorizing at. So I hope you are able to understand. So this knowledge, skill, and technology is what going to transform the things around us into a resource. And who is going to do that? It is the humans who are going to transform the goods into the resource with the help of these three criteria. Right? Now, given that we are so special, okay, but can all of us just turn into a human resource? You know, this term, a big, huge term, the human resource. Can you get this title without having the knowledge and say without getting the education? No, not really, right? You need to have that knowledge. Can you become a resource for the nation if you are not well? If you are, say, malnutrition, you are disease ridden? No, then that's not possible. To become a resource, you need to be able in all categories, right? In all directions. So you have to have the knowledge, skill, you should be able to utilize the technology around you, and you also have to be healthy in order to function as a resource. And that is the reason here we talk about a term called the human resource development. Okay, so we are talking about human resource development. So what is this human resource development we want to talk about? It will tell you that to become a resource, become a human resource, you will actually have to get some uh, kind of training for it, right? So health, education, all these things, skill development would be required to create you into a human resource, to transform you into a human resource. So all that steps that are taken to convert a human into a human resource would be categorized as a human resource development, right? So this is how you have to keep into mind that what all you need to do to become a resource for the nation in the coming times. So you have to get the knowledge, undertake the skill development, you have to gain knowledge of the technology also around you, and you also need to take care of your health. So I hope you will keep all these things into your mind and grow to become a human resource for us in the future. Well, now once you become a resource for us, what would you do? You might tend to invent new things for us, right? With the knowledge, skill, and the technology that you have got. So that is how you will be creating the newer things, and that will be categorized as the human made resources. Okay, let's think. What are the human made resources around you? Can you pinpoint things? You have the books. Who has made those books for you? Humans have made it, right? Who has made the paper? Even that has been prepared by a human only. Who has made the machinery? The humans. The roads, the bridges, vehicles, everything is a man-made resource or a human-made resource. So given said so, I want you to think something. Here comes. Okay. So now you tell me, I'm giving you a word. You tell me, how would you categorize this as a resource? Come on, think of it. So we are talking about technology. So how would you categorize technology as? Tell me, tell me. Yes, technology is actually a human made resource. Humans have actually made technology. So it has not been created naturally, it has not been given to us naturally by God, right? Or it is not a human resource, also, it's not a living component. So it is basically made by human. So technology is actually an example of human made resource. How humans have utilized the three things. What are they? Knowledge, skill, and technology to create technology for us actually. So they have utilized whatever knowledge they had, whatever skills that was available to them in a manner that could be transformed into technology. So I hope you were able to get a brief idea about the different types of resources available around us and how we can also become a resource for the nation. Thank you for the class.